where the little hut is, looks around, makes sure there are no, wasp's nest or anything, right? And just kind of inspects the place, looks at it, and then walks back to his truck. About halfway back up the trail, almost to his truck, he looks up in front of him, and there are like 3 people standing there in full camo gear holding 9mm pistols in his face. He's just walking along, and he looks up, and all of a sudden he's at gunpoint. They were federal agents, and they escorted him back to the road. They asked him, "Is this your truck?" And they escorted him back to the road. And of course, he didn't have his wallet. He just hopped in the truck from camp, driven the 35 minutes on these back roads that, you'll never see anybody back there, right? And so it took him a while to talk his way out of this. When he got back up to the road where his truck was, there were half a dozen vehicles. And he had only been in there however long it takes you to walk half a mile down the trail, right? So they were staking this out. They were all hidden. He just didn't see them when he drove in. And they had piles of marijuana. He had noticed an airplane flying overhead more than once. I mean, it would be unusual to hear an airplane in this particular spot. That's a flying squirrel. You hear that? That chirping? That was a flying squirrel.
How do you know he was flying?
Well, he might not have been flying at that moment, but... And so they had been scouting out. I guess they've been working on this particular patch for a while, and they finally found it, and they were scouting it out. And they thought Rick was one of the... I don't know if they thought he was the grower or, somebody checking on the field.
Oh, they thought that he was one of the...
Yeah. Yeah. I can't remember if we did any camping that summer at that particular campsite.
Yeah, I was a little surprised actually to see it still busted up when I was down on the border of Georgia and South Carolina.
Yeah.
Most of it now is weed, but they were definitely busting up a still.
Well, I saw something on TV the other day. Actually, it was when we were in the airport.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a TV show about moonshine. And it was like on the Discovery Channel or something like that.
Well, the funny thing is now with basically ethanol is moonshine.
Uh-huh, yeah.
Ethanol?
Yeah.
Really?
And in fact, the better the moonshine, the better ethanol it is, because the pure stuff will burn more efficiently.
Mm.
So I don't know if how much the laws have changed, but I obviously the government's in a bit of a pickle because they're not taxing ethanol the way they are moonshine, or you couldn't afford to use it. They must be regulating it, and I'm sure what you put in the car is a different variety, but in essence it's the same thing.
There are some gas stations where you can pump ethanol.
Straight ethanol?
No, it's always
It's a
blended
mix,
with gasoline.
So somebody's producing high grain alcohol to mix in the gasoline.
Where's that? That's the right.
You did a great job with the fire too.
Well, I was feeling a little guilty about getting you guys up here yesterday, given that you got to leave early tomorrow, but I think it's been worth it.
How many months ago that we found it?
I know, we signed this up a long time ago.
Yeah, I know you tried to cancel earlier in the week. I'm glad you didn't.
Yeah.
You're going to cancel?
No,
well,
I,
it's tough tomorrow. I get it.
I suggested that
Well, if we could have changed it, I would have. But I don't think they let you change it.
when
Sorry.
when he said that Elizabeth couldn't come, then
Oh.
I told him if we need to, then we'll cancel it and we'll go another time. Let's plan another one. He said he still definitely wanted to come, even though Elizabeth wasn't. So I said, great.
I especially wanted to come.
Oh man, if this is what you're going to be saying, too?
Oh,
That's what you're going to be saying?
why do you think that?
I don't know because it looked like it's the.
Adams is very different than me.
uh,
Sure, that's not the case with Adams.
okay.
He's not married yet.
It's not what?
Oh, that's why I'm
Is
very
it?
different?
It's not
Because I'm
what?
not married yet?
But that's what I'm saying. It's like, oh man.
You think I'm going to say that, sweetie?
No, I'm asking you. Are you going to be saying that?
No.
I mean, it looked like people say that when men get married. I mean, all the women that I know are married. It's like you're better off without getting married.
All the women you know that are married say
So
that?
yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Why do they say that?
Because then I can do whatever I want.
That-
Like when you're married.
Is that why they say that?
I guess so. I don't know.
You should ask them why. Why do you say that? Ask them why. And then you need to talk to some women that don't say that and see what they say first of all, and see why they say it.
My
Do you know
brother.
anybody like that?
Well, because once you get married, you have to consult on everything. I mean, I consult you for knowing everything.
What? You don't?
Definitely not. What do you think? If I'm going to pee, I'm going to consult you, no.
My brother Jay lived in Zaire for 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Formerly Zaire, it's now known as Congo.
Mm.
And he did a fair bit of exploration into the jungle, and he happened on a village in the jungle, and the whole village came out to meet him in a big line. With, fanfare and welcome chants
Had
and
they
drumming, and
Had they seen white
they
people
had
before?
seen before, but they knew it was a big event, and he's, they're saying hello to them, and they see these men have some familiar T-shirts on, this is formerly a hunter-gathering society that is modernized in recent
You're saying
years.
some of the
and-
men in this village
and
had
the village had T-shirts on that were presumably donated to them from organizations, and the
like the Red Cross or something.
Red Cross,
like that,
and
right?
they didn't speak any English. Some of them spoke a little bit of French, which is the language there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But the elder of the village walks up to him and says in English, "Welcome," and holds his arms out, and on his T-shirt it says, "Life's a bitch, and then you marry one."
Oh my gosh, it's gonna fall off. There it goes. It's perfect, I think. It's perfect.
Oh
It is.
man, do you think you have patience? Okay, I'm going to do mine. Can I borrow your stick?
These marshmallows that you bought, actually, we got to do the
We
test
have
in
to
a
do the
minute.
test, don't we?
But I don't want to risk it because they're
I
so
don't either.
perfect. Every time I cook them, they're
I know. I've
they're
been
liquid in the
surprised.
center.
Yeah, I've been surprised and quite impressed.
How'd you know that? Is it a freshness thing?
No, well, that might be actually. That might be the difference.
I think that's my theory because the marshmallow. I mean,
Is it running?
yeah.
Oh, I see. I didn't see at first. My eyes had not adjusted. I could only see this,
Mm-hmm.
and I thought it was Melida's camera lying face down, and I could see that it was recording.
You are recording?
But then it occurred to me, how is it lying face down, but recording the fire?
That's why I love these cameras.
Because
is
of the articulated screen.
it's everything to me. Not everything, but
The articulated
What
screen is
happened
very
with
handy.
your camera? The other camera that you have?